Hey LJ,
Yo!
ek voel bietjie cheesy vandag. So, wat kan jy vir ons maak met ons gerookte kaaswors?
Cheesy, you say? I got you covered.
So today I am making Brenton and I some bourbon butter macaroni and cheese with our Gerookte Kaaswors. The first step of this is to make the sauce, and that's the part that takes the longest. I love garlic, so I'm putting a bunch of garlic in our cheese sauce. The first step of your cheese sauce to make it extra creamy and extra full is to make your roux. And that's the process of mixing your butter and your flour in the hot pan and cooking them into each other. I add the garlic first. I like the garlic flavor to really cook into the sauce right from the beginning. My first time making cheese sauce from scratch with this meal, I was a bit confused, but this is apparently how it's supposed to look with your roux, but like a paste, and you keep mixing it and cooking it until the flour has cooked in to the butter and vice versa. And once you've done that, then you add your milk. I added 1 liter of cream and a liter of milk. I just wanted it extra rich. That's why I added the cream. The trick is you've just got to keep whisking it, and you've got to pay a lot of attention to it. It does take a long time. It's a lot of effort in making the cheese sauce, but it's really worth it. And you let that simmer while you're whisking it for a bit. The next step is adding in your cheese. I use 2 750 grams of cheddar cheese, so I'm adding in the first half now, but you just add it in. You don't add the cheese in all in one go. You add a little bit, you mix it in, let it melt, you add a little bit more, mix it and let it melt. It's really, like I said, a slow process. You've got to be patient. You've got to just go with it, and that's how you get the best out of the cheese sauce. Keep adding the cheese, keep mixing it. You'll see eventually it starts to look like this. If it looks like this, you're not done. This is just the cheese warming up. It's not actually cooked into the sauce. Your sauce is not complete. You've got to keep whisking it until the cheese completely melts into your sauce. Here I'm adding in our spices. This is paprika, just a bunch of paprika, and here's the star of the show, our bourbon butter spice. As you can guess, it's a bourbon butter flavor. Then some salt, a handful of coarse salt, and obviously grinding in some pepper. And yeah, you just carry on mixing, and you carry on mixing. And then I'm adding in my second block of cheese. Feels like it's hard to mix, hard to stir. You got to keep going. Like I said, it really, really is a slow process, and you'll be there for a long time cooking your cheese sauce because it's just how you do it to get it right. When you're happy with your sauce, everything is mixed in. You remove your sauce. I'm about to add the sauce into the pasta that I've made. I've pre-made the pasta. I'm not making it for you. It's really easy. I just use elbow pasta, which is the best pasta for macaroni and cheese in my opinion. I'm just adding the pasta to the dish that I'm going to oven bake the macaroni and cheese in. The next step is I'm adding in our Gerookte Kaaswors. I'm using the ready-made Gerookte Kaaswors, so I don't have to pre-cook it, so I can just chop it up, which is what I'm doing, and you can do the same. Just chop it up into nice wheels, and then throwing it into the pasta. And that's what you're looking at here. Can't forget these last little bits. Every piece of Gerookte Kaaswors counts. And then I am mixing it by hand into the pasta. It's just a lot easier. And then the next step, the crucial part, is adding the cheese sauce to the macaroni and Gerookte Kaaswors dish. I added 80% of the sauce and then gave a little mix so that it's all through and well mixed into the dish. And then I added the rest of the cheese sauce, gave it a good old proper mix, and then moved it to the other oven. What I didn't do on camera, which I do suggest you doing, and I did off camera, is I kept enough cheese from the 2 blocks to put on top. So when it's baking in the oven, you obviously get that nice crispy cheese top layer. I baked it in the oven for 30 minutes at 180 so that it would reduce, get nice and thick, nice and creamy. Straight out of the oven, you can see it boiling. It is just gorgeous. There you have it. That is bourbon butter macaroni and cheese with Gerookte Kaaswors. It was delicious. It was rich, extra creamy, extra cheesy. I would eat this all day long. Let me know what you think. See you next time. Cheers.